With a little concentration, any girl can be a princess. After all, our fathers are all kings. Tonight, I'm going to be one, Princess Irene, in the beloved old story, The Princess and the Goblins. The goblins who vexed Irene were a strange lot. Once they were ordinary people, like you and me, except that their characters were a little lopsided. They frowned too much, and they rarely smiled. They quarreled too much, and they never made up. They loved to hate, but they hated to love. So Irene's father, King Charles, banished them. He sent them to live below the ground, where they made a kingdom of their own. Now, if you're lopsided to begin with, and you live below the ground too long, things can only get worse.
Ye miserable goblins, assemble! Ye miserable goblins!
Chamberlain, why have we been summoned to the palace?
Mind your own business.
I like him. He's so mean.
Yeah.
He's genuinely mean.
Yeah. The royal family approaching!
Oh, come.
Push! Shout!
Come on. Oh, thank you, King.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Long live the king!
Me first.
Long live the queen!
Long live the queen. Oh, he always has to be...
Satisfied?
Yes, thank you.
Goblins, we got a crisis.
That's a relief.
When King Charles banished us, we swore that we'd avenge ourselves on his daughter. Yeah. We vowed that something terrible would happen to the princess before her 18th birthday.
Yeah.
She's in for it.
Is she? Well, that was 9 years ago, and we haven't so much as tweaked her nose. She's going to be 18 in 3 days.
How did this happen?
9 years. Outrageous.
It's a national disgrace. Someone has got to pay for this.
Yes.
Someone's going to
Silence! He's the king. Off with his head.
Bush, you're so ambitious for him.
9 years? How did we forget?
We've been living in a dream world, that's how. Fighting among ourselves. Backbiting. Loathing each other. Well, the party's over.
It's not our fault. They never let her out of the palace, not once. Why don't we let well enough alone?
Let well enough alone. You see what I mean? Are these our children?
I know. I was just a little brat when we lived up there. I think we're better off down here.
Prince Gripe is right. Remember all that sunshine?
That's the spirit! Goblins, this could be our finest hour. Where the princess is a perfect victim. An innocent girl. Timid. Frightened. Helpless.
I've read every book in the castle. I'm tired of embroidery. And I'm particularly tired of being locked up in my room. How am I to be a good princess if I'm never allowed to meet my subjects?
Irene, you must understand. Perhaps we could let her have a birthday
Oh,
party.
Your Majesty.
A small one?
Your Majesty, I must advise against it. There's no telling who might sneak in.
I suppose you're right.
What are you two afraid of?
A wise man once said, Your Highness, what you do not know cannot hurt you.
And Ludi raised you from a baby, Irene. She knows.
But you both make the world sound like such a fearsome place. Why, if it weren't for that window, I'd never know otherwise.
The world is a fearsome place, Irene.
Indeed it is.
How do you know, Ludi? You never go out in it either. Nothing that's that beautiful can be fearsome.
Well, we can talk of this another time. Let's go to dinner.
No. If you're going to treat me like a child, I'll behave like a child. I won't have any dinner.
Now, Princess.
We'd better run along, Ludi. You can bring her a tray.
She and I used to have such good times together. Games, playing with dolls.
Do you miss them, Ludi?
Oh, yes. Well, for her sake, of course.
I wonder. She wants a party so badly.
Your Majesty. The goblins.
Goblins have never come out before sundown.
There has to be a first time. A wise man once said there had to be a first time.
Oh, Father, Ludi, I do love you both. Why can't you understand how I feel? I just wish something would happen to make my life begin.
Come in, Irene. Are you frightened?
No, I'm not. Should I be?
Only you can answer that.
Well, if I have to look for reasons to be frightened, I guess there aren't any.
Oh, Irene, I am pleased. You didn't have to ask who I am.
I think I know who you are. But what shall I call you?
Call me what you will. I have 1,000 names. Hope, faith. A Spanish poet once called me Esperanza.
I like that. Esperanza. What beautiful thread. It's so strong. What's it made of?
So many things. Minutes, years, joys and sorrows.
My joys and sorrows?
Perhaps.
More than perhaps.
Perhaps more.
May I look?
Oh.
It's my future.
But if you saw it all now, what would be left for tomorrow?
Then tell me a little of what the spindle holds. Someone to love?
Ah, the vital ingredient for a future.
Is there someone? Perhaps. More than perhaps.
What is it, Irene?
It's strange. It seems as though I've seen you before. Maybe in a dream.
Do you think that this is a dream?
No.
Then you believe in me.
course I do. It's lovely. It's the loveliest room I've ever seen. Oh, Esperanza, I could stay here forever.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Oh?
Your father and Lutie are worried about you.
Already?
You must be patient with them, child.
How patient? Will I come back here?
Yes.
When?
Wait and see.
Won't you ever answer a question completely?
The golden thread will tell.
All right, Esperanza.
Can you find your way?
I'm sure I can.
Well, just in case. Whenever you see that globe, Irene, follow it.
I will. Thank you, Esperanza. Thank you.
Princess, are you positive you're not under there?
Yes, Lutie, I'm positive.
Princess!
Irene!
How did you get out of here?
I walked out through that door.
Door.
She's having fancies.
10 seconds ago, there was a door in that wall. Oh, Father, I met the most wonderful woman in the tower.
The tower has been deserted for
Most
years.
assuredly. I went through there yesterday with the scrubbing women. There was no one.
Then you must have scrubbed right past her, Lutie.
Irene, I'm afraid you were dreaming.
Meeting women who don't exist. Seeing doors that aren't there. She's having hallucinations. You know, seeing things.
Now, Lutie, all she needs is some rest.
No, Ludie's right. I probably am having hallucinations. But that's what happens to a girl when you keep her locked up in a stuffy old castle.
Irene, why is it so important that you go outside?
Because I know that something wonderful is going to happen to me. And I feel I have to leave the castle to find it. Please, Father.
You are growing up. All right, tomorrow you may go out.
Thank you,
Your
Father.
Majesty.
Thank you. Oh, you do understand.
Do you really think this is wise?
Just be sure she's home before sundown. Well before.
Tomorrow the world will be mine. All of it. Fun and the marketplace so lively. And this is the fairest spot of all.
Oh, Your Highness, we really must be getting back. The men are coming home from the mines. It'll be getting dark.
Just let me gather a few of these.
Well, they're just wildflowers, very ordinary.
Then there must be something very special about being ordinary.
Oh.
Well, isn't she a pretty one?
Hello.
Hello. You new in these parts?
Gentlemen, you don't realize you're being familiar with the Princess Irene.
The princess? Forgive me.
Why shouldn't they be familiar? I'm their princess. Please get up. I've been wanting to meet you all for ever so long.
But should you be out so late, princess? It's almost sundown.
Why is everyone so worried about sundown? What's going to happen? Am I going to turn into a pumpkin?
Yes, you are. Why, me and you never can tell.
No one turns into a pumpkin anymore. It's old-fashioned.
Well, Let us see you home anyway, Your Highness.
Oh, no. Your families will be expecting you. Give these to your wife.
Thank you, Your Highness. They're very beautiful.
Now, don't keep your families waiting.
Goodbye, Your Highness.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Aren't they nice?
Now, we absolutely must go home.
In a minute.
Now, Princess.
Let me get some flowers for myself.
It's too late.
Just, oh, it's been such a perfect day.
The sun's going down.
Is it? Look at the sky.
Look at what in the sky? Well, there's absolutely nothing. Your Highness, where are you? Now stop this foolishness. She must have gone this way. How would she go that way? Princess! Princess! Now, Your Highness, I know you're here somewhere. Aren't you? Princess, you know your father. He's such a worrier. He wants us home before dark, and the sun is sunning. I mean, the sun is setting. Oh, Princess! Princess, come out, nice Princess. The king will never, never forgive me. How could I lose a grown girl? Now, Princess, I'm going to count to 3, and I want you out here when I finish. 1, 2, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, 2 6/8, 2 12/16, 2 24/32, 2 48/64. Princess. One and 2/3, 1 1/3, 1. Oh, now, Princess, this is childish. It's not dignified, and it's unsporting. Oh, it's very frightening. Oh,
Ludi, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry.
there you are.
I was only teasing.
Well, you went too far, Your Highness.
Poor Ludi. Come, we'll go home now.
Oh!
Music in my ears.
Oh!
What are you?
Go away!
Ludi!
Go away!
Waited 9 years for this day.
What do you want?
What do we want? She'll find out.
Ooh, they're so ugly.
Look who's talking. You're the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Ooh, let me go.
And that face, those dimples. And that complexion, like peaches and cream.
What are you?
Well, maybe she'll look better underground. Take
No,
her away.
no.
Hey,
Help!
Take
help!
her away.
Esperanza, I need you. Help! Help! Oh, oh.
Scatter, goblins, while I let you. I know all the ways to get you. It's like
knows
rock.
our secret.
Feet so tender, one good stomp and you'll surrender. You've lived beneath the ground too long. Wrong looks right and right seems wrong. So you go and tell your peevish ruler the next time I'll be crueler.
Stop that rhyming up there.
You saved me.
They're gone now.
I know.
You're safe.
Oh, yes. What's your name?
Curdy Peterson.
My name is Irene.
Irene. Of course. The Princess Irene.
Please, don't bother.
Is anybody going to pay any attention to me? I may be mortally wounded.
Oh, Ludi.
Oh, I don't think I have a breath left in me.
Poor Ludi. What do those silly creatures want from me?
The goblins?
Is that what they're called?
I don't know, Princess.
Yes, you do.
Now, come on, Princess.
Hush, Ludi. Curdy, I've never given a command before, but I command you to tell me the truth.
Well, they're just some people your father banished.
Yes, undesirables, that's all.
Ludi! Go on, Curdy.
Well, they swore they'd get their vengeance on you, Princess.
Your father will never forgive me. Now, don't you worry,
Oh,
Princess.
Ludi, why didn't you ever tell me?
We didn't want to frighten you.
Oh, your whispering and your mystery were far more frightening. Why, the goblins are afraid of a simple verse, and their feet are as soft as butter.
That's from lack of exercise.
Well, their heads are hard enough, believe me.
That's from lack of feeling.
How do you know so much about them?
They live beneath the mines. A runaway came into my tunnel one day. He had accidentally stepped on someone's foot.
They were going to kill him.
Poor thing.
Yes. He was trying to get to another country. He wanted to write a book, repenting of being a goblin. Princess, the Goblin's Day begins at sundown. I think I'd better walk you and your grandmother home.
Grandmother? I'm her nurse.
I'm sorry.
Well, you should be.
Ludi, he said he was
Good
sorry.
idea. Just to look at us, you could see we could pass for sisters. Children, don't go home alone. You'll be afraid in the dark. Children!
Well, it wasn't all my fault.
That's what I want to hear, excuses.
Oh, if only I could get my hands on that Curdy Peterson.
Oh, they won't let the princess leave the castle, not before her 18th birthday. So, we'll have to go to the castle to get her.
And how do you plan to do that, nincompoop?
Now, my dear, this is no time to bill and coo. There's work to be done. Chamberlain!
You're wasting my command.
Summon every man and woman in the kingdom. Tell them to bring their picks and shovels. We'll give the princess a birthday she'll never forget.
Who goes there?
Oh, it's only us.
Oh, Princess. The king was beside himself. He took a party of 40 men and went to search for you.
Well, he should have known I'd bring her home safely.
Curdy, wait and meet my father. I'm sure he'll give you a reward.
I'd better get back to the mine. I'm sure the goblins aren't through yet, and, well, maybe I can find out something.
You'd go back there alone for me?
I'm your subject.
You saved my life. Let me give you a kiss.
Your Highness, open the gates. Come on, let's be up.
I've
Hurry
never
up.
kissed
Open the
any
gates.
girl
Hurry
before.
up.
Little alone a princess.
She's been locked up in the castle too long.
I always kiss you and Father when I'm grateful.
Well, you don't realize you're a grown woman.
It's very strange. When I want to go out, I'm just a child. When I want to kiss someone, I'm a grown woman. Good night, Curdy.
I'll come back for the kiss someday. Good night, Princess.
Ludi, there are times when I wish you wouldn't take such good care of me.
Castle's a good half mile away. It's a back fly.
So?
They'll never finish the tunnel by tomorrow night. They're getting tired already.
Yep. You'll just have to give them a pep talk. Well, flatter them, you know. No rest for the wicked, sing you sinners, that kind of slop. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. What a dastardly deed.
Don't rest on your laurels. You figured out how to kidnap the princess, but you have not figured out her torture.
Business before pleasure, my dear.
We could boil her in oil.
Son, you know what you are? A conformist.
I was only trying to help. How about a bed of nails?
Don't stop it. These cliches. Oh.
I don't know what we did to deserve him, but it must have been a Lulu.
If only some nasty young girl would come along and take him off our Why don't we marry him off to the Princess Irene? Diabolical.
Come see, come ça.
Have you seen her? I'd be ashamed to take her out in public.
Now, son, just think of it. You could look forward to a lifetime of misery with that girl.
Well, it's not fair, Dad. I'm in love with Zelda Snide. You ever seen her figure? Like a pretzel.
You'll marry the princess, and I shall have absolute power over her father. Now, my dear, it's not as though we were gaining a daughter. We're losing a son.
Oh, yeah.
It's him, Curdy Peterson.
Oh, Goblins, help!
Rats!
Okay, Joe was a married
Versus this time, bring a gag and some rope.
That one you gonna...
No, take him over there and seal up that hole.
Now we got him. What are we doing?
Goblins, what's the hurry? After the wedding, we'll have lots of time to think of something extra special for Mr. Curdy Peterson.
What is it? Wait for me.
Did you feel a breeze?
No.
Not to the mines. It's dark there and full of goblins. Please, let me go back home. No, don't leave me here. I'm sorry. I'll go on.
Look, Mrs. Clump, they're shirking their duties.
They're setting a perfect example for the rest of us.
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
No. How did you find me?
Esperanza's globe.
Princess.
Don't you see it?
See what?
Never mind.
Who's this Esperanza?
Oh, she's a sort of a friend of mine. She's the one who sent you to me in the first place.
No one sent me to you. I heard your cries.
I think it's time you met Esperanza.
They'll never let me pass.
Esperanza's globe has made us invisible.
Invisible? Princess.
They didn't see me leave. Come on, Curdy. Try it and find out. Now do you believe me?
I don't know what to believe.
You'll see. You're the first person I've brought to Esperanza. I'm glad it's you. Esperanza, I wanted him to meet you. Don't be shy, Curdy. Say something.
To whom? There's no one here.
Don't you see her? Curdy, try.
Princess, you're imagining things.
You saw how we passed the sentries. You saw the stairs.
What do I know about castles? Strange things can happen.
What do you see?
What do I see? I see a tiny room, bare of furniture. And I see a princess making fun of a faithful subject.
That's not true. Oh, Curdy.
You're in danger, and yet you play games.
I am not playing games.
The goblins are going to kidnap you. Prince Graf
I don't
wants to...
care about the goblins. I don't care about you either. I was so sure you would believe. I think you'd better go. Why didn't you help me?
For the moment, it was impossible. Curdy came so far, he could come no further.
I so wanted him to see you.
You wanted to share everything with him from the first moment, didn't you?
Yes.
Like all young lovers, you and Curdy have only begun to share.
I don't love Curdy.
Irene, the more precious the gift, the more difficult it is to accept.
I don't love him. I don't love Curdy.
Hey, Curdy. Going to the castle tonight?
I'm not standing guard anymore.
The king has asked for help. At midnight, the princess will be 18.
Well, that's not my concern. Go on and leave me alone.
All right.
Go on!
We'll stand guard without him. Come on.
Your uniform still fits you.
It's disgusting. All these years and I haven't gained a pound.
Silence! Silence! Now, this is the plan. In all modesty, it's devilish. Now, the king's guards will be stationed outside the castle walls. But our tunnel takes us right through the courtyard. Now, the princess's bedchamber is up here. Once we've got her, we bring her back here and through the tunnel. Then the fun begins.
Married to you, she'll wish she'd never been born.
You're just partial. Now come, dip your spear. Me first. Me first.
Get out of the way. Move.
Don't worry, there's plenty of poison for everybody.
Oh! What have you got on your feet?
I'm sorry.
He hasn't got a tail.
Mind your own business.
Who are you anyway? Pinkerton!
Remember, I'm full of verses every goblin curses.
Verses! Ugh, I forgot he was loaded. Go after him.
Let's go this way.
Shall we take him to the king? Not tonight. He's got too many things on his mind.
We'll put him in the dungeon until tomorrow.
He'll be dead by midnight.
All's quiet, Your Majesty.
Good.
Now we're going to have a lovely party. Promptly at midnight, we're going to cut the cake, put on our paper hats, open the presents.
And it's going to be awfully gay, really.
I know, Ludi.
Oh, now don't feel so badly, Princess. I'll call your father.
He'll never get past us, Your Majesty.
Put up your hands. Now, this spear is poison. Do as I say and no one will get hurt.
Can't someone get hurt?
Goblins, don't
daughter. I'll grant you anything you wish, but please spare Irene.
Fat chance.
Stamp on their feet, guards. Stamp on their feet. What else was it that Curdy did? Oh, he told stories. Once upon a time.
There's a woman after my own heart. Stupid.
Once upon a time?
No, Ludi. Goblins, this is once too often. Will those hardheads ever soften?
First, spoiled again.
Stamp on their feet, their feet.
Where's the princess?
Oh, she's fine. She's upstairs.
Alone! Stop it! I don't want this marriage any more than you do.
Marriage?
We'll just have to make the worst of it.
Mary had a little lamb. What comes next? What comes next?
No, its fleece was white as snow.
And everywhere that Mary went, everywhere that Mary went,
the lamb was sure to go.
Princess, open the door. She doesn't answer. Oh, that's not the one. That's not either. Oh, dear.
Why do you carry so many keys if you don't know which one's which?
I hoped it would give me a look of authority. There. Oh. She's gone. The goblins, they've taken her. Ah!
I believe. I do, honestly.
Princess, are you all right?
Yes. You do believe.
Anything again, just let her be saved. Oh,
Is that a promise?
of course it's a promise. Princess! Oh, you gave me such a fright. Don't ever do that again. Oh.
How could I lose a whole girl? My father will kill me.
Okay, great.
Oh, you're supposed to be dead.
Well, he's alive instead. I made a rhyme.
this is my edict. You must all go back where you came from. And if one of you dares show his face above the ground again, he'll be put to death.
We don't mind. We like it down there.
Yes, the air is so foul.
And the weeds are lovely.
Don't you ever long for the sunlight?
Of course not.
Listen to her.
I do. Every once in a while, I'd like a little fresh air.
Turncoat.
Traitor.
So do I.
Clumpy.
I hate weeds. And you could use a little fresh air.
You may be right.
Being angry all the time just makes me mad.
Being bored bores me.
Do you think I like cuffing you all the time? Why, it hurts you more than it does me.
Why did you banish us in the first place?
Well,
Yes, Father, why did you?
Well, they were full of scorn and anger, and they made everything unpleasant. I wanted you to have a perfect kingdom.
There's no such thing. What kind of a princess would I be? What kind of a girl, for that matter, if I had to have everything perfect to begin with?
You shouldn't have banished us. Up here in the fresh air, why, we might have gotten better.
She's right. You can't bury trouble. It only thrives in the dark. Please, let them stay now.
Yes.
Yes, let us stay.
I apologize.
I'm sorry. Let us stay.
What's happening to me? I'm straightening up. I'm vertical.
As soon as I cried, I wasn't twisted anymore.
Well, I'll be. Ooh, ow! Did I say ooh, ow? I'm changing.
Well, just like everybody else. Well, I am perfectly perpendicular. And my feet are so strong. Oh, do it again.
You're the hero of the kingdom, young man. Name your wish.
Your daughter promised me a kiss.
That's the one wish only she can grant.
Gripe,
Yes, Zelda.
even though I've changed, do you still feel the same way about me?
Well, looks aren't everything.
Happy birthday, Irene.
Well, Irene was finally allowed to grow up, and all the goblins were allowed to stay in the sun. Everybody lived happily, but not perfectly, ever after. You believe in Esperanza, don't you? Well then, I hope your silver globe leads you to every happiness. Our thanks to Jack Ging, Jack Weston, Irene Hervey, Mary Wicks, Artie Johnson, Alice Pierce, and the rest of tonight's fine cast. We hope you'll be with us for our next exciting adventure. Until then, this is Shirley Temple wishing each of you a fond good night.